Do you want to know the real secret to staying fit in midlife? It's not endless cardio, fancy workouts, or supplements. It's protein. On today's episode, we're going to dive into the importance of increasing protein in your diet. We're going to talk about the common mistakes people make when they think they're eating enough protein. It's going to be a good one. Grab your coffee. Let's get into it.
Let's go. Protein is the secret sauce.
We don't waste protein. You remember we had a friend who said that?
He said that. He's so right. We don't waste protein.
Yep.
It's expensive. You know, protein's not cheap. It's hardly ever on sale. You go to the grocery store and it's annoying. Buy one, get two free. Chips. Cereal. Buy two, get three free. Buy this many sodas, get this many free. But no, let's go get some Fairlife milk or some protein or yogurt. Nothing. No sales to be had.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. It's
Never.
so, you know what? I never really realized the true importance of protein until I entered menopause myself. Because when I was in menopause, it's like I was able to kind of like, I gained some weight, but then I lost weight, right? I was able to lose my menopause weight. But you know what I noticed after I lost that weight? When I did a scan, I realized that my body composition was all messed up. Like I lost the weight on the scale, but my body fat was high and my lean body mass was low. So even though I was still working out at the time, I wasn't eating enough protein. I was eating protein, but not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Most people undereat protein like crazy. And I don't know how. My guess is if you have a woman like your size, I'm going to throw this out there because I don't know. I'm guessing she probably gets 60, maybe 70 grams a day max.
I do know because I coach
Maybe
women
max.
all the time. They think they're getting a lot of protein. They're eating, that's someone who's trying but not tracking 60 grams.
Yeah.
On average, they get about 60 because they think a lot of protein is 20 grams.
Yeah. I think men are probably double of that. Mm-hmm. Like, no, bro.
Not enough.
I have a friend. He got real thin. You know, he looks healthy. He got real skinny, but you could tell he lost a lot of muscle mass. And he's talking about, I said, how much protein do you think, dog? Like 50 grams? Ain't that enough? 50 grams? I said, you're a man, bro. What do you mean 50 grams?
Are you kidding me?
You know he is. 50 grams, bro? Not even 100 grams is enough, bro. What are you?
I got to ask you later.
What are you?
After show.
What are you? A teenager? A kid? Like
after show. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to get into protein, so don't you worry. Sit tight for that. But on the last episode, we celebrated Mr. Escobar's 50th. And on today's episode, my birthday is not today, but it's tomorrow, is my 49th.
How do you feel?
The same.
Same.
Yeah.
The same. I think people think like something's supposed to happen. Like, oh my God, I turned 50. What? Okay,
Yeah.
it's just another year that you're here on Earth.
I honestly forget half the time how old I am. I have to think about it. Am I 48 or 49? Am I already 49? No, I'm 48. I'm going to be 49.
Yes.
I think I'll remember next time because this is literally my last year in my 40s. I'm excited though.
And people keep asking me like, so what are you going to do? It's your 50th. Are you going to go somewhere? Are you going to celebrate? No. I'm just going to probably be in the gym working out. My usual. I mean,
we don't have big plans for our birthday this year, but we're probably going to go to Miami in a couple of months. I figure that's kind of it. Then
Yeah.
it's just hard to get away. And to be honest, I don't have like this huge desire to go on a vacation. I kind of like my routine and home and.
Of course. You like being around the dogs.
I do.
You like having your meals. You like, you're getting back to the gym, getting consistent with that. You're every day just living, and then you're always working.
I know I do work a lot, but I'm a workaholic. I think I am.
You are 100%. You're a machine.
I think I'm a workaholic, but that's okay. I love it.
It is.
I don't have small kids anymore. I wasn't so into work when my kids were small. Work wasn't like, work was to pay the bills and to like make money, but I was always doing things like extracurriculars with the kids, but my kids are adults. And so that's what I love to do. Isn't that like the biggest blessing ever, to like your job is also something you truly love to do?
Yeah, of course. You're helping people. You're changing people's lives.
So, I mean, I love it.
We're important. We get, I know coaches, it's so many out there, tons of them, oversaturated. I get it, but coaches really are important. So are mentors. They get you.
It's like all in the same. Coach, mentor.
They get you to where you need to be.
All right, you guys, make sure you are subscribed to us here on YouTube. Follow our candidly_with_coffee on Instagram. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And join our YouTube membership if you are interested in our weekly off-topic show, which is every Wednesday. Also, after show for the podcast is for our members. And I want to know who you were talking about that only eats 50 grams of protein. We're going to talk about that on the after show. But yeah, so thank you guys all so much for your support. You know, we really appreciate you. This is season 6 of Candidly with Coffee. It's my last year in my 40s. And I'm excited because I know we've talked about it, but that's what we do. We put things out there. We manifest and speak it into existence. I told you years ago that by the time we're 50, we'd be living a totally different life. We already are.
Yeah.
We weren't in a studio on our podcast, and
I can remember like yesterday we were walking and you wanted to start a podcast and I was like, for what? What are we going to talk about?
And we, you know, we work together, we coach, it is different. It's already different. So what I said is true. Remember?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's crazy, and I'm excited because, you know, we're on that stretch, that final stretch up to 50 to make that, you know, manifestation come true, and I'm excited about it. So I'm excited about the year. All right, you guys, let's talk about protein because, like I said, when I found myself in menopause at 46, I finally stepped on the scale, was in denial that I had gained weight. Even when on my YouTube, I think even on the podcast, I was like, you know, I'm in menopause. I've managed not to gain weight though. No, the real truth to that was I managed to think I didn't gain weight because I was wearing Lululemons and they stretch, but I just wasn't weighing myself. When I finally did weigh myself, I had gained 15 pounds. That's the truth. I then immediately went on a very strong calorie deficit in order to lose the 15 pounds before I started HRT. And I was able to lose the weight. I got down to 121 without HRT, just a strong calorie deficit. And it was a very strict calorie deficit. It was not enjoyable, very difficult. But my body composition, I was 27.5% body fat after that. So I was 121 pounds, 27.5% body fat. And I didn't eat enough protein for sure. And I was in too big of a deficit for sure because I was desperate to get that weight off. That was not a good move for me. I totally switched that up after I got on HRT. I got on 5-amino-1-MQ, NAD+, and really focused on getting my protein in, my weights. And it made a difference in my body comp. I'm 119 pounds right now. As of this morning, I was 119 and 20.5% body fat. So that's 6% body fat less than I was, but only 2 pounds lighter, but 6 percentage points lighter in body fat.
So you put on some muscle.
Yes.
Which is the most important thing that you want on your body is muscle.
Muscle for longevity.
So important to have it. Yes.
You know, so because muscle supports, protein supports muscle preservation and growth. Okay, so not just growth. People are so concerned, like, I don't need protein. I don't want to grow my muscles, which we can get into why you shouldn't think that way. But you need to support the muscle you do have. If you're not eating enough protein, which 50 grams isn't enough, you are starving your muscles. So your body, you'll lose them. They don't have food. Protein is the food that feeds your muscles.
That's so crazy. Remember, I thought I was you were a perfect example. Like, babe, you're not eating enough protein. I'm like, yes, I am. I'm eating these burritos. What are you talking about? They have a lot of protein, but like a dummy, what do they really have? 40 grams maybe?
Yeah.
With the beans and the meat?
Nothing, not enough.
No.
And when you look at the calories to protein, which I'm going to get into that hack at the end of this episode, stay tuned to the end because there's a hack that we will give you on how to answer that question if something truly does have a lot of protein in it. Okay. But yeah, so it's not enough. And then what happens is if you're starving your muscles, your body will basically, it's almost like, what's the word? Like catabolic.
Catabolic.
It basically uses its own muscle to feed.
It's like a what do you call those people? Cannibals?
Yeah. It
That's
eats
all right.
itself.
Yeah,
It's like it eats itself.
To
You'll lose
survive.
it.
Yep.
And the more lean muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is.
Yes.
On the flip side, as you lose lean muscle, have you ever felt that you're eating the same amount of calories that maybe you did 10 years ago, but now that same amount of calories you gain weight?
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say, oh, my metabolism's slow. Yeah, it might be. But do you know why that is? It's because you've lost muscle. That person 10 years ago had more lean muscle. So over the years, maybe you've become less active. This is what happens in midlife, right? People tend to become less active.
Yep.
They no longer have that extracurricular, that dance class or whatever that they used to do. They stop doing those things, those activities. They become more sedentary. As a result, you lose lean muscle. And when you lose lean muscle, your metabolism slows down. It's
That's
not
so
broken. It's because your body doesn't need to burn as much energy because you have less muscle to support. So it's just like your vehicle is shrunk, smaller, less gasoline.
Less gasoline. You went from a V8 to a 4-cylinder.
So, it's really important that you understand that. I think people attribute, especially my listeners, especially this demographic, women, they think that protein is for men who want to have big muscles. And it's couldn't be furthest from the truth.
Furthest from the truth.
You are not going to get big muscles just by eating protein.
No, not
You
at
are
all.
lucky to keep the muscle that you have if you eat enough protein and do weight training. You will grow your muscle if you eat enough protein and do weight training with a purpose. Like you are really trying to get stronger and grow the muscles. It's not easy. And you will know if you are putting forth the effort to do it because you will feel like you're putting forth a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And you should be, because muscle is the organ of longevity.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of studies that the more muscle you have, like leading into the twilight years, the markers for like how long you'll live, it's proven that you'll live longer. The more muscle you have, you'll live longer. Also, believe it or not, like cancer patients that are diagnosed with cancer and they have more muscle, they'll live longer too. So even if you've got like a terminal cancer diagnosis, the more muscle you had going into that diagnosis, the longer you may live because you have more that can hold you up, that can sustain you, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that die, like terminal from cancer, stage 4 cancer, they're literally, the cancer is eating away at your muscle and you're just, you have more, like, runway.
Yeah. Of course. You need it for everything. You need to walk up a flight of stairs. You needed to carry groceries, in and out of the car, up and down from a chair. You're going to need your muscle, especially in your later years. You're going to need it. Hey, you might have an emergency situation where you got to grab things and go. You're going to need that muscle that can help you, can save you.
I mean, there's actually a condition. It's called sarcopenia.
Yep.
And most people in midlife, they start to experience sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss. It is a little deceiving in that description because it's not just because of your age. It is because people that get older tend to move less, they don't do weight-bearing exercise, and they don't eat enough protein. So those three things lead to them losing muscle, meaning sarcopenia. That will lead to falls. It will lead to slow metabolism, weight gain.
And it keeps you youthful. Muscle keeps you youthful. Mm-hmm. You look at a 75-year-old person who very inactive, did hardly any weight training, strength training, nothing, hardly eats protein. Sometimes they're in a wheelchair. Sometimes they're pushing a walker. Then you see the same person, they'll do an example of what the same person or someone in that demographic, same age, super fit, vibrant, looks way younger,
100%.
strong. You're like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like people are starting to believe like, no, we don't have to give up because we're 75 and just roll over. You've seen 70-plus-year-old people, men and women, strong.
I love it.
Strong, they're lifting, they're believing like, yeah, why not? You could go live another 20-plus years.
Yeah.
They're building their body up and they look more youthful.
Don't throw in the towel.
No.
It's too,
No way.
you're giving up too soon. Like, don't throw
Way too
in
soon.
the towel. Like, let the towel be yanked from you.
Yep. Fight
Because
for it.
I feel like a lot of people, they preemptively give up on something and they could have had so much more time
Yeah.
of good years because they give up the towel. Make that, I'm going to hold that freaking towel so tight.
Oh, yeah.
Someone is going to have to rip that thing out of my hands in order to get it.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality that people should have, because then you're going to get the most of your life rather than, I mean, I tend to kind of use my dad as an example sometimes, but like he's terminal, right? Stage 4 cancer. He threw in the towel with the stage 4 cancer diagnosis.
Yeah.
That was almost 3 years ago. It's going to be 3 years ago in May. But he threw in the towel. He stopped living.
And still, though, he's still surpassing most.
That's my point.
He
threw in the towel 3 years ago. He should have not done that. He could have lived this 3 years that he had. But instead, he chose to die 3 years ago by just like giving up on life. Too many people do that with everything.
Too many. You got to fight. You got to fight with every ounce of your breath, man, of your being, your heartbeat.
And part of that is by doing the work now with the protein, the muscle, all of that. But let's take a little break for One Up Nutrition and Transcend, and we'll be right back. When it comes to the best supplements to support your muscle building and fat loss goals, One Up Nutrition has you covered. Their gut health supplements have been a complete game changer for me. And I have to say, their protein powders are my absolute favorites. Mike and I literally order the peanut butter cookie and lemon Italian ice protein powders by the case. They are that good. With so many delicious flavors to choose from, One Up Nutrition makes hitting your protein goals easy and enjoyable. So whether you're looking for supplements, protein powders, or anything in between, shop One Up Nutrition for all your needs. And don't forget to use Janine to save at checkout. That's code JEANINE. You guys know that Mike and I embarked on our HRT and peptide journey last year, and we are absolutely loving it. It's been a game changer for both of us. And if you've ever wondered why you should consider HRT or peptide therapy, let me break it down for you. Everyone's needs are unique. That's why Transcend is all about creating a personalized plan just for you. They'll start by evaluating your blood work, taking into account how you feel and what your goals are, and then help you find a solution tailored to optimize your health and wellness. What makes it so effective? It's targeted treatment, finally address specific deficiencies and imbalances that might have been holding you back for years. Boost your body's natural functions. These therapies can kickstart and support your body's processes, giving you that extra edge. Enhance your well-being. Imagine boosting your mood, increasing your energy, and just feeling better overall in your day-to-day life. And lastly, longevity. It's not just about feeling good now, it's about supporting healthy aging and preventing chronic conditions down the road. Transcend will guide you every step of the way. So if you're ready to take your health and energy to the next level, start your own HRT or peptide journey with Transcend today. Remember to use our link, www.transcendcompany.com/ESCO Elite, 15% off for new patients. All right, I want to talk about some common protein myths, specifically that I hear from my clients, my ladies, I know you're listening right now.
The ladies.
They'll say, oh, I eat a lot of protein. That's why I ask them, well, do you eat protein? Oh, yeah, I eat a lot of protein. And then I look at their food logs and I see like breakfast, 2 eggs, toast, fruit, hash browns. That's not enough protein.
12 grams.
That's 12 grams.
That's on 2 large eggs. That's not in the smaller.
So then that meal is, 400 calories, 12
Easy.
grams of protein. No, that's not enough. So one of the things is that people think they're eating enough, and chances are you're not. There are some guidelines, and I'll go over like the specific guidelines on. But I think the guidelines are too confusing for people, to be honest, because it's like, well, 0.8 of lean body mass based on your goals, blah, blah, blah.
That is.
Listen, it's better to shoot for the stars and get more than you need because it's not going to hurt you.
Nope.
I say eat a gram of protein per pound. So if you're trying to get to 130 pounds, eat 130 grams of protein.
Yep.
If you are very overweight and you've got a lot of weight to lose, say you're 200 pounds, 250 pounds, then, subtract like 50 pounds off of that weight and eat a gram of protein for that weight. So like
simplify it.
Yeah, but Make it easy.
I hate that because there's a range, even for people like me. Well, if you're very active and you're lifting hard, maybe you should do 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram body weight. Like just say 1.5 grams per.
Yeah, like
Why confuse people?
they'll say kilograms, or they'll say based on lean body mass.
Yeah,
well, who the
it's too
hell
much.
walks around knowing their lean body
Nobody
mass?
knows that. You don't know.
But if you eat a gram per pound of body weight, you're probably doing pretty good.
That's pretty much what I go over my weight.
Yeah,
you know.
so you're probably doing pretty good. But that's, and at the very minimum, ladies, 100 grams, a minimum 100 grams.
That's bare minimum.
100 grams. But if you are like grossly under eating your protein right now, let's make that your first goal. Because it might be just too daunting to think like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. I need to eat 130. Just go for 100. Start with that. I've had so many people that have listened to this show and listened to some of my videos that said, hey, you know what? Thank you so much. Like just by eating more protein totally changed everything.
And you'll be fuller longer.
A lot of people will just start losing weight.
Just from doing that?
Yeah, because they'll not even realize it, but they will consume less calories because they're more, like you said, they're fuller, and there's a thermic effect of protein. So protein takes more energy for your body to digest it.
Yes, it does.
And so that in and of itself burns calories. So you actually end up with more of a calorie burn by eating more protein. So there's so many benefits to it. One of the other common myths is that people worry that protein is going to make them bulky, like we talked about. They think it's for men who want big muscles. They think, oh, no, I can't drink that protein shake. It's going to make me have big muscles.
They equate it to like bodybuilding and just furthest from the truth. Fake news.
Also, people think, another myth is they think that getting in a high protein diet means they have to eat a lot of steak.
No.
You can get protein from a lot of sources.
A lot of sources.
Now, in terms of muscle building, the best protein for muscle building is a complete protein. So animal protein is going to be that's your top-notch protein for muscle building. Do you need to get all of your protein from animal protein? No. If you don't consume animal protein, is there still ways to get those complete protein? Yes, it just means you have to use multiple different sources of protein to form a complete protein.
Yeah.
So what a complete protein means is that it has all 9 essential amino acids in it, because the body can't create those. So you need to ingest them it's like food for your muscles. So you have to get it from somewhere. I think the best thing someone can do is get protein from lots of different sources, because you're going to get different amino acid profile from every source. So don't feel like it just means, oh, I have to be a carnivore. No, not at all.
Not at all.
I get my protein from chicken, from yogurt, from cheese, from eggs, lots of different things. Some from vegetables, some from vegan protein sources. So like the Hero Bread.
Yes.
So not all of it is animal protein. Not all of it is meat. It's a variety.
You're right. I never thought of it that way. Hero Bread. We use the tortillas. Mm-hmm. We use the bread. The Catalina Crunch cereal.
Yeah, so so the Hero Bread is plant-based, right? Yeah. So we get some plant-based protein. We get like shrimp, lean fish, chicken.
True.
We get protein from there.
Yes.
We get protein from dairy. So we have a nice, well-rounded, protein profile in there. But I think there's many people that think that eating protein means steak and meat, and then they're going to get big muscles, and they just don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't mean that.
It's hard for me as a man to grow big muscles. I got to put in work. For women, it's even harder, much harder.
So, yeah, in terms of how much protein you actually need, aim for 100 grams if you're way under right now. That's what I want you to do, if you're way under. If you hit 100 grams easily, then go for a gram per pound of body weight. Just go for it. See what happens. Try that for a month. See what changes. Measure your progress. I guarantee you probably lose weight. If you weren't doing that before, suddenly you do that just by targeting protein, many people will lose weight.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
Yep.
So do that. Now let's talk about the little hack that we use. I can't take credit for it. I think it was my son that originally told me this hack. And it is game changer, because now that everyone's talking about protein, The companies jump on the bandwagon.
Yes, they do.
They slap the word protein on every package that you see. Granola, cereal, rice, protein.
Yeah.
Oatmeal, protein.
Sheesh, man.
So what you do is you turn it over. You look at the nutrition facts per serving, okay? And you say, okay, this says it has 250 calories per serving. What you want to do to see if that's truly a high protein item is look at the protein grams, take a 0 off the 250, 25. You want to see 25 grams or more of protein. That is something that is high in protein.
Return on investment.
A lot of times what you will see, you'll look at a granola package. It'll say protein on it. It'll say 15 grams of protein. You turn it over. And in order to get that 15 grams of protein, you are having to eat 375 calories worth of granola, and it's going to have 15 grams of protein. So based on the rule I just told you, right? If it has 370 calories, you'd want to see, take that 0 off, you want to see 37 grams of protein
Now you're talking.
or more for that to be considered a high protein thing. So when you are building your meals, one of the things, your main thing, you should build it around protein and it should follow that guideline. One of the things, like your main piece of the meal. The rest can be your carb, your, veggies, carbs, whatever, and it doesn't have to follow that. But as long as your main, the thing you're centering your thing. So if you're going to have a steak dinner, does the steak follow that in terms of protein? If not, then you need more protein. So get shrimp.
There you go.
You know
That's
what I
a
mean?
real good
You
hack.
need
The
more
shrimp.
protein. It's not enough. It's not enough because the steak, maybe it's kind of fatty. So maybe you've got a 350 calorie steak. It's only giving you 25 grams of protein. Okay, so then add in 100 calories worth of shrimp. Now that's going to give you 100 calories worth of shrimp is going to give you like 30 grams of protein.
Yes.
So now you've got a 450 calorie protein that's going to give you 55 grams of protein.
That's how you do it.
And there you go. You're like, cool. Guess what that means? Have your potatoes, have your rice or whatever. Don't worry about, you can eat carbs, but you got to make sure that you're getting that main protein is fulfilling that high protein requirement, which is look at the protein grams, add a 0. Those calories should be equal to or less than that.
Yeah.
So our protein bars that we love from Bear Bells.
200 calories, 20 grams of protein.
Right. So 20 grams at a 0, 200, it's 200 calories.
I did the opposite, but that works the same way.
It's the same, right?
Yeah.
You could do it.
It's all numbers.
Yeah.
But listen, I want to say something. That my taco hack, what I would do, what would I order? 3 tacos, extra steak on each one. And then we'd always share a shrimp cocktail bowl because they put tons of shrimp.
Yeah.
And then I'd get 1 ceviche tostada. Don't touch the tostada, just a ceviche because all that other extra. So I'm probably getting like 80 grams of protein in a sitting.
Yeah, so that's how you hack your meals to get more protein. You got to think like, how can I add more protein to this? So it doesn't mean if you turn the nutrition bag over and you look at it and think, oh shoot, like this doesn't have enough protein. It doesn't count it out. So if something has 100 calories and only 5 grams of protein, you need to add another. That's not going to work.
No.
Right? You need to figure out a way to add more protein to that. You got to get 5 more grams of protein. You got to have 10 grams of protein for every 100 calories, basically.
I mean, look at the hacks we've been doing lately. We get these ready-made pasta dishes in the bag at Trader Joe's. We know exactly how many calories is in the whole bag. It'll be like 600 and anywhere range from like 630 to 660 grams. Calories. It might only have like 15 grams of protein. We're like, well, that's horrible. Well, what you did, smart. You threw a whole bag of shrimp in there to negate it.
Suddenly you flipped it on its head, basically.
And you only added maybe 200 calories to it.
Right.
And now you added another 60 grams or so of protein in there. Now the dish is balanced.
Yeah, now you balance it. That's the key.
And you split it
is
into
to
2
balance
between
it.
you and I. It's not that bad.
Yeah, that video actually came out on YouTube last week, so you guys got to check that out. All right,
Check
you
it
guys,
out.
let's take a little break for MegaFit meals. We'll be right back. When it comes to hitting your macros, MegaFit Meals makes it so easy with their delicious macro-friendly meal prep options. Mike and I are constantly on the go these days, and these meals are a lifesaver during some of our busiest weeks. Whether you're craving chicken tenders, pizza, filet mignon, or even pasta, MegaFit Meals has something for everyone. All meals are high in protein, made with quality ingredients, and designed to help you crush your health and fitness goals. And the best part, there's no subscription required, so you can order as you need. Save time without sacrificing nutrition. And if you want to try it for yourself, use our link in the description and enter code Janine for a discount. That's code JEANINE. MegaFit Meals has you covered. All right. Speaking of MegaFit Meals, all of their meals pretty much fall within the guidelines. So like today I'm going to have I'm going to have the chicken parm. It's 520 calories, 52 grams of protein. Do you see that?
Yeah.
They probably do that on purpose because they know people, especially in the fitness community, they kind of use that. So if something's 520 calories, it better have 52 grams of protein in it.
Yeah.
Otherwise I have to create, the calculation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're so right.
Mm-hmm. So here's some tips on how to do it, because I know it might be daunting if you're only used to eating 50 or 60 grams of protein. Start your day with high protein. You wanna knock out half your goal in the first part of your day.
Yes.
My favorite way to do this is with the 1UP Nutrition Clear Protein. I use the lemon Italian ice because it is only 80 calories and 20 grams of protein. So it is excellent. I dump that into 200 grams of Fage 0% Greek yogurt. So that's got like another 22 grams of protein.
Yep.
And right there, 42 grams of protein. Then I do a couple tablespoons of nut butter. So I get a little plant-based protein in there, got another 7 grams. Suddenly my yogurt bowl, so satiating, so delicious, 50 grams of protein. So for those of you, I don't know how I'll do it. Look, just right there, 50.
Easy.
So if you have a protein-centric lunch, make sure you have like a piece of chicken, piece of steak, some shrimp, whatever, and do that again for dinner. You've just easily met 125, 130 grams of protein and not a lot of calories. So it can be done, but start your day. If you start your day if you flop that around and you waste a bunch of calories on only 2 eggs, which is 12 grams of protein.
Terrible.
It can be very, very difficult for you to hit that protein goal without having to eat a lot of calories. So that's very important. Goes without being said, another tip, make sure every meal is centered around protein. Figure out the protein first. What's my protein?
Number uno. That's so true.
What's my protein? Okay, I'm going to eat this chicken shawarma right now. Okay, what am I going to have it with? Pick your protein first. Every meal should be centered around protein.
So true.
Last but not least, because this is a question I get a lot, supplement with protein. Have a protein shake. Have your favorite, your Ninja Creamy protein ice cream as a treat. Delicious. You can knock out 40 grams of protein in a pint of ice cream and you'll feel like you're like cheating.
Right.
So good.
The calories will be real low too.
One of my favorite things to do is have like a Ninja Creamy. Because you knock out 50 grams of protein like that.
If you just did one serving of the 1UP Nutrition vanilla, I think it's 110, right? The calories? Mm-hmm. One serving of Fairlife milk, 13 plus 20, 38 grams right there.
Just right there.
You could do even a serving and a half of Fairlife milk to bump it up a bit more if you want. 40 grams right there. For an ice cream treat, then you add like Catalina Crunch as your filler if you want.
More protein.
More plant-based, more protein, You could play with it. Listen, there's no limitations on this stuff. This is almost endless. There's so many. I see so many. People have gotten so smart and creative with creating dishes nowadays that center around protein and things that we were told like, oh, no, you can't eat pasta. Oh, no, you can't eat mac and cheese. Oh, burger and fries, forget it. You're not going to lose weight, bread. All fake news.
Yeah, it's false.
We have broken the code, people. We broke the code. You know that. Those of you who follow us, been with us, we have hacked the code to make this fun.
Yeah, and listen, my body composition doesn't lie. I mean,
results don't lie. That's
to be honest, this last year that I was able to swap my body composition and lose that body fat, I think I've ate more pasta this year than in the last 5 years combined.
You've been on the pasta roll,
I've been
right?
on a little bit of a pasta kick.
And if I would have told you 10 years ago, like, hey, babe, when you're almost 49 years old, you're going to be this ripped, this lean, and you're going to eat pasta doing it. You're going to be like, no way. You got to eat competition style diet and this and broccoli and tilapia.
Why don't you just follow the rules? Remember, I would tell you, why don't you just listen?
But I don't know what it was. I told her years ago, there's got to be a way where we eat the foods we love and lose weight. There's got to be a way. I didn't know the hack back there. We didn't know tracking macros. Didn't know none of that stuff. I just knew there was going to be a way. And bam, sure enough, it was slowly but surely discovered.
All right, you guys. Well, I hope that you got some good tips on protein. I want to know down in the comments, how much protein do you think that you eat right now?
Yes.
And what are you going to try to do? And are you going to try to increase that? If you do implement any of these tips, please let us know. Give us feedback. Let us know how it impacts you, because it's going to change your life. You're going to be shocked at how much it will change. Give it a month. See what happens. Make sure you report back, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
See ya.